I'm going to quickly just run the intro and we'll just get right into it.
Period.
Beautiful. Yeah, you guys bring in tremendous energy, by the way. And I love it.
You guys, we exchanging the beautiful energy.
I got a chance.
Opportunity, promotion, blah, blah. You know, those are just words.
Words. All I have to offer is words. Just words.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
What it do, beautiful people. Yo, today I'm just feeling so much love in the air, as we should every motherfucking day. But today it feels even much more blissful. I just really want to get right into who we got on deck. But before doing so, I'm going to introduce my main man. If you didn't know, you should always know my brother, Monsieur Los. Hey.
Como ça va, crew? Como ça va? We here. We back this Saturday. Super excited to be here.
Today we have a few people that are very, very near and dear, but most importantly, inspirational. And that's what makes it all the much more exciting to have them on deck, because they set the standard of what it is to bring people together, of what it is to introduce light, levity, and also attaining the pursuing of goals. And so it's not about just the doing, but it's the consistently doing. And these people remind me every day to fucking be on my goddamn end game. So today we got on deck my brother, my sister, DJ and Adaloso from New York Dose.
Hello.
Please go in. No, you guys.
I'm like, you want to go our intro?
Go.
What up, everybody? It's your girl Adaloso. Just in case you didn't know, so
What's good? It's the conductor of the train, your boy DJ SJ614, and we are
the New York Dose. What it do? Thank you guys so much for having us.
Yo, so excited to be here. Thank you for that intro. We gotta carry you around. Like, you gotta fucking roll out the scroll every time. Like, damn. Crazy.
Yo, this setup, I'm still like.
Nah, this shit is crazy.
I'm like, wait, hold on. When y'all, we had the building. We had the nice building. I mean, this building is nice too. Right?
Nah.
But the setup, this is inspiring for us. So
Yes.
just as much as you guys are inspired, we are so inspired.
Absolutely.
As well.
Like, this is why I asked. I was like, damn, can we even record in here? Like, it just feels so precious. I'm like, are the people allowed to see this magic? Like,
the set in here.
it's lit.
People walk in here and they're like, oh my God.
Right.
Yes.
It's like a whole
Crazy.
different world.
I love it. I love it. Yeah.
We in the Heights in my living room.
Period.
Finally, Uptown the Heights. DJ had to come to me.
I had to come uptown,
I'm
baby.
always going to Brooklyn. Always going to the lower downtown. but
Y'all are the
with it.
first show that got me out of Brooklyn to record. So
Let's make it fucking happen.
come on.
Shout out to the Heights.
Yeah, it's always reinvigorating. Because although I've gotten to know you a bit better, DJ, and Adaloso, we've crossed paths in our early childhood.
Yes.
And so much so we've always missed each other here and there. But I've always acknowledged you because my first like awe moment of you, aside from like a regular awe moment, was when you were dancing with Nettie Scott. And at the time I was like, yo, and I say with, not for. Because when at that time she was making music. I haven't followed her recently, but she was making music I was really like interested in. And while following all that kind of stuff, I take a look and there's like a sea of people, right? But then there's a choreographed dance because she was performing everywhere, and within the choreographed dance, it's a sea of beautiful women, and I'm like, pause. Yes, I had to hit pause on the motherfucking, and I'm like, I know that girl. I was like, I know that. In my brain, I couldn't fucking fanboy out and shit.
Yes.
Because then especially, you fanboy out, whoever you with, they be like, so what the fuck, you got a thing for her? Right. It's always like that. And I'm like, you know what? fucking amazing shit. Keep doing your thing.
Yes.
And so that was like my moment for you.
Ron.
And so then after that, following you guys, noticing you did New York Dose, you're doing New York Dose. And on several publications, I've seen you guys pop up as, you know, one of the top go-to podcasts for people of color. And I'm like, fuck yes, represent. Even fucking further.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
And I'm like, wow. But, you know, I never got to find the origin story of how you guys initially crossed paths.
Yes.
And that always, I'm always curious about how energies come together and how stars align at the right time and things happen to fall into place. See, me and Lowe's, the way we met, motherfucker used to live right above me. And, and then it was just like, all right.
It was history from then on.
It was like, yo, what up, neighbor?
I love that.
Yeah, we became brothers after that.
Just like you saw each other like in the hallways or something, like of the building.
Nah, he was
like,
disturbing the peace. This motherfucker was disturbing
he was
the peace.
blasting his music.
I'm a young working man working overnight, and this motherfucker doesn't let me sleep.
I feel you.
So I had to go do the old school.
Yep.
You didn't do it
The police knocked. The police knocked.
Well, because he's upstairs, so he couldn't.
So he couldn't have done the down one.
And I'm like, whenever he did that, I'm just like, that means he's accepting the noise. Because he's making his own noise. That was my understanding of shit.
Oh my God.
So how did you guys cross paths? I would love to hear.
I mean, yeah, I feel like it
Adaloso
was
tell the story,
definitely divinely timed. But the original, me and D met in high school, Talent Unlimited High School, where your talent is unlimited.
Period.
He was 2 years younger.
You guys, you know what? My bad. Bombs. You know, it's just bombs. Yeah,
it's right there on East 68th Street by Hunter. He was musical theater and drama major. I was dance major, and we would always see each other on the hallway. And Derek was the same way, like his outfits, his hairdos, everything was just, he stood out. You know,
he stood out. He was
besides
out there.
his like energy and stuff like that. I was very quiet in high school,
yes.
so I would always see him like always opposite. That's how I always remember, like with his bright outfits, hair, like he had a flat top with mad different colors.
You were rocking
I had the little eraser head,
And it was very like a movie, like one of those just like, hey, like I'm by the locker, like, hey, and he's just like, hey. And that's all it's been like. I mean, 3 years because you're 4 years.
On the,
Then after that, never really saw him. Then I went to college.
But what was also so funny is that Adalise was actually my favorite dancer in TU. It was Adalise and Tatiana. They were my two favorite dancers. So like me and my friends, we would always like talk about them. But like when I would see her, you know, it was just a little meek, like, hi, fucking Dominic.
I was like, is it the other? Nah. Nah, I'm just kidding.
reliving high school.
Right. So then so she's 2 older, right? So then like she graduates, and in my perspective she disappears, right? I graduate 2 years later, and I go to Buffalo State College. Now this is like 8 hours away.
You went to Buff State?
I went to Buff State. I'm not expecting anybody to be there, right? I get there, and as soon as I got to Buff State, my freshman year, I was like in the dance concerts, and I was in like the shows and stuff like that, right? So there's this one show that happened. It was like revolved around like Miles Davis, and as I'm like watching the show like on stage or whatever, or like the rehearsals at least, I realized the little curly hair, and I'm like, yo, I know that girl, and it's Adalise.
I never knew you. That's when you knew I was there. I thought it was in the Union, because that's when I knew you. I saw you there. Okay.
Yeah.
See people watching, girl.
Don't be watching me. I was also very quiet. Like
and you had your storyline.
Yeah, I had my storyline. I was in a all that thing. But in the Union, that's when I saw Derek, and I was like, oh shit, Derek came to Buffalo State too. But it was the same thing, like high and by. Definitely seen you.
So y'all didn't have a moment where
we never
we're like,
hung out.
No.
Hold up, y'all were like, yo, we came from the same high school, and now we're here.
It was different because I was 2 years in already, so I hate to say it, but everybody was already like cliquey in a way, not in a bad way. It was just everybody had their, and then like
motherfuckers want to join frats, sororities. Everybody want to stay with their
or
people.
everyone already had their people, and like he was always very involved too on campus.
I was an orientation leader.
I probably wouldn't even have time to hang out with him.
Literally, I did everything on that campus. It was crazy.
But it was still like that same acknowledging and love, like we would see
joy,
each other.
love, hey, bye.
Yeah. And then after college, I was still dancing with one of my best friends named James. I was in his dance company called Teak Vision. And he
was on a podcast called the Bodega Podcast, actually, which started in 2015, I think. So
not the Bodega
Boys, which is DC Samaro.
Yeah.
But we were doing the Bodega Podcast. And at this point now, so like I think we were like a year in, and the dynamic was me. So we had a producer that was like funding everything, right? And then it was like me, one of my best friends, and one of his best friends as the female host. Which she was also this like tiny, just like
she was Dominican too.
She's Dominican, yeah. Tiny Dominican girl, right?
You were gonna say tiny spicy Latina.
I'm like her ass is way fatter than mine.
That shit crazy.
Right.
But
I'm like, that shit bounce.
We had gotten to the point in our journey where she was going to step off the show because she had to go back to school
and join OnlyFans.
I mean, if it was around back then, maybe, I don't know. But so since she was on her way out the door, and you know, we were still doing interviews and stuff, there was one interview that she missed. Now, this particular interview that she missed happened to be of Adaloso's friend Teak, who was running the dance company that Adaloso was in. Wow. So when Teak, they had a rehearsal that same day, and when Teak got out of the rehearsal, he also just brought Adaloso along with him.
I wasn't gonna go.
Yeah, she wasn't gonna come.
Well, I was like, where you? It was so spontaneous. He was like, oh, I'm going to this interview. Actually, Derek, and I was like, oh, really? That's crazy. And then he was like, yeah, it's on 42nd. It was the WeWork on 42nd that day, and I was like, I don't feel like going home. I was like, maybe I'll go with you. And then he was like, yeah, come.
So she gets there.
It's hot as fuck.
It's beautiful you guys can think about this. No, I'm saying like the interview, because the word interview alone just like, I don't want to go there. but you guys are already so media trained and that mindset. Yeah, I'm gonna go to interview, and you're like, I don't know if I should go.
Right.
Well, I went to support. He was getting interviewed.
Yeah, she was just gonna.
She was just like,
you know, more support. But she got there and she sat in the chair, and I was like, yo, get her a mic. I was like, get her a mic, because I'm a little bit of like a casting director in my brain. So like, I saw like this. I saw everything. Like I saw it happen, right? And I was like, yeah, get her a mic. And she got on the mic, and it was like, great.
Well, you kept asking me, and I was like, oh, no. It's
yeah, and
okay.
I'm
being mad shy.
No, because I look crazy. I came straight from rehearsal.
But it's audio.
I know, but they take
No, we were doing
pictures.
videos too back at the time. Yeah.
And I was like, I just came out of rehearsal, literally have a t-shirt, tights. I'm sweating, my hair's up.
Isn't that like an everyday outfit now?
Right. Now it's hot.
Anyway, you know what I mean? Like, I did not come prepared at all to like do any type of media thing anyway. So he was just like, come on, just get it. And I was like, oh no, it's okay.
My hair's frizzy.
I
don't want to do this right now.
I was like, no, you guys he was like, just get on. And I was like, okay. Then 2 weeks later, he hit me with would you like to be the female voice of the Bodega podcast?
Yeah.
And then I was like, sure. Yay! And then from there was history. Then we were Bodega podcast for, I guess, what,
a couple more months.
Months.
No, yeah, just months. And then we rebranded due to a firestorm. And
Firestorm. That's a beautiful word. Please share with the people that may not know what the terminology of what firestorm means.
You know, firestorm.
You don't have to explain the firestorm.
Right.
Just explain what firestorm means.
Firestorm is my delicate and cute way of saying that shit went fucking awry. Yep, shit went fucking awry, and we had to rebrand.
We rebranded in a week. I was really trying to keep the Bodega because I feel like we had great
so
segments.
much. Yeah, we had so much.
Everything was, yes, we always did debate a little bit because the Bodega boys, they were still rising or getting hot. Like they were, we didn't want it to be confusing.
Yeah.
But then he was just like, no, if we really want to start over, we have to really start over.
Yeah.
And then that's when we agreed to rebrand, and it was like a week of us just in a group chat We had 2 other people at that time that were also like part of the team, and we were just trying to figure out. We knew we still wanted to keep in New York because we're both from. I'm from the Heights, 6'4".
Brooklyn.
The Ville.
Yep.
One more gunshot.
Yeah, you already know. Got this sound.
So then that whole week it was a little bit stressful because we had to do it quick, and then that whole week also our Instagram.
Yeah, we were like getting hacked by the fucking old producer
that was trying to like sabotage us.
Wow, it was a real shit show.
It was a real shit show.
It's not a shit show. It's a
firestorm.
There you go.
Period.
So that was happening at the same time as us trying to rebrand. We wanted to keep our Instagram because we were already building people and connections through that. And then I was literally walking around the whole New York City trying to find like inspiration, a name. And then Derek was like, we had got a review from our last podcast from one of my friends, Sylvia, that she was in LA at the time. And she had wrote a review when we were the Bodega podcast saying like, I love that I get a dose of New York when I'm in LA.
Yo.
And so that
I was like, that's it.
That was like 3 days into the rebrand.
I was like, let's just change it on the syntax, but that's it. Yeah.
Like one day we just didn't hit up each other up. Like we're like, let's just leave it to rest. And the next day he was like, what did your friend say in that review? And then that was like then we just like played with it and we came up
talk
with
about
the New York
shit
dose.
falling into place.
Yeah, baby. That's the Phoenix. That's the Phoenix. The Phoenix always comes from the firestorm, you know?
From there, it's been just grinding and trying and meeting so many beautiful, beautiful people.
You
Stories
guys
like
I follow y'all social media and y'all are literally out and about. Like, like I don't even know what term other than that to put into context. Pero coño.
I mean, look at their Instagram. Like, my life is boring. What is
y'all
happening?
Too. Y'all be out and about.
I'm like, what is going on?
What you mean? Y'all be eating at the finest.
No, that's my man over here.
Y'all was just in DR. We're gonna get into y'all. I'm like, we're taking over this business. Interview. Wait, how was DR? No, but I think it's also because we're also like. I mean, we're from here. We also are like entertainers, movers, and like we have a lot of artist friends.
You gotta throw in the
shakers,
movers, and shakers.
So I think it's just that too. Like we have a lot of artist friends that they always having stuff. We love to support. We love to like be around hearing those people, like network as much as we can as well. So. But then there's days beautiful. Like I be stuck in a week in my house and rolled up. I'm like, because it's draining sometimes meeting all those people and like just being.
That is exhausting. That to me, that is the hardest work, networking and meeting people. Like
you have to be on like at all times.
I've been replacing exhausting with fulfilling and overfilling because you're like when so much is happening, rather than saying that it's draining, I'm like, nah, I'm just topped off. So it's fulfilling and. Then I just gotta let it be so I can like even it out, because draining, it's like I feel like just the word draining takes away from it. I'm like
I'm gonna start saying that.
So it's fulfilling. It's overfilling.
I like that.
And I'm like, all right, cool. So not just sharing, not to take away from your shit.
I really don't give a shit about your thoughts.
It's
just words. I just want to let you know it's just words, but nobody cares.
No, words are very powerful. As the older I get,
they are powerful.
Very true.
But Ron knows I do my own thing and my own beat, my own drum, my own shit.
That's what works for you.
That's what works for me. He knows it. He knows how I roll.
I love it.
Says I beat my own drum. Who the fuck still uses that? How old are you? What do you like to read?
We're gonna go again over the age we talked. I'm like, cool 43, good looking. Come on, 43. You
gotta throw in that good looking. Period.
Come on, period.
Come on.
43 where?
43 with the grays and that salt and pepper.
It's just a lot.
And that skin is glistening, Bobby.
The salt and pepper daddies are out right now. Come on. We love it.
So, and the first time, not that I had not known about you, DJ, because obviously I know about you from the New York Dose.
Right.
But my first actual interaction with you was when you guys came to show love for the event.
Yes.
Which is amazing.
Thank you.
Beware the collar.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
That premiere was
another
A1.
Another moment that brought me uptown. I don't come uptown, but I come uptown for you, apparently. So
and for me, because you pick me up a couple.
I do just a couple.
Relax.
Yeah.
You still on 6'4"?
I'm still on 6'4". Yeah, still there. Still there.
Yes. We love it. We love a native.
So yes, that premiere was again.
Yes, such a beautiful event. Like,
can y'all do another one?
It was wild.
Is there gonna be a part 2? That's what I'm.
We're trying. I'm thinking of doing one with something we're working on. Like a little food show we're working on.
Yes.
And I'm planning to. I'm reaching out to a few restaurants in the hood to see if we could.
Right,
you did say that.
Yeah. In our episode.
Yep.
Yeah, you
because
did.
not. I mean, it's just about having like that proof of concept.
Yes.
And with that one of the challenges that I am now finding clarity in. That's
there we go.
It was that apparently none of my fucking friends invited people. Like, so none of the people that worked on the project, and they were like, "Oh, nobody's gonna show up," blah blah blah. And so when they saw all the people that I was able to pull, they were like, "Holy shit, yo! Like, how did you get these people?" I'm like, by inviting niggas.
This is my network. What you thought? This is my network.
And what's crazy is that I'm surprised people were surprised because I know him obviously forever. So when you invite Ron,
he's a vibe.
It's a him plus 20.
Exactly.
Once you say Ron, you come to my house, chill. Don't expect Ron and
it's a whole stampede coming
and
through.
the homeless dude in the corner and the guy he just met at the one train and the kid in the bodega delivery guy.
I'm crying.
And he's like, "Yo, what are you doing?" He said, "Ron told me to stop by." I'm like,
I love it.
Yo, it's that. I think
you're a vibe curator.
Yo, I saw that not too long ago. As a matter of fact, it's funny that you mentioned that, and I was just like, wow, that's a very nice way of calling it networking.
Yep.
And no, just finding before, I used to underappreciate the fact that people gave themselves titles, right? I was like, son come mierda, they full of bullshit. But now I'm like, you know what? Nah, motherfucker, give yourself added value.
That's right.
Show yourself love.
Put that label on there.
Because, yo, if you don't hype yourself up, who the fuck's gonna do it for you? Mm-hmm. And so when I watch you guys, I'm like, wow, man, that's, just beautiful spirits. And hearing the story even now, I'm like, oh my God, even more mind blowing. Because it literally
Every time
sound cues on point.
What's even weirder with me and Derek? Most of the time, I feel like 95% of the time
we're always matching.
We're always, and we. I think it was only one time or twice where we were like, okay, we're red,
right.
And then we're this, and it never plans out. It never it looks forced.
Yeah.
But many times when we go on set and we're about to record, we're
same color tones, color palettes.
And I'm just like, how?
Well, today you and I are matching.
Yeah, we got this.
I was like, we got the black.
You got the short sleeves. I got my
the
legs
hoochie daddies.
We all,
shout out to the hoochie daddies.
We all matching with the blacks and the whites.
I gotta show those old thighs out. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta show the 43s.
I'm like,
Come on,
on them hands, on the leg hands.
The 43s out here looking like 22s though. I'm saying, you're doing it.
As you say, period.
I cannot.
Yo, I don't even know what fucking sound effect.
You need a period. That's what you need.
I do. You know what? I'm gonna
install
take
it for
that.
the next one.
Yeah, I'm gonna take
You
that.
We have a few.
Yeah,
we have a few
use it
sound
as a
effects when we get emotional. We have the.
Basically, I'm not gonna go.
Go ahead. Go.
Like.
Emotional, damn it.
But I'm like, all right, we don't need that on this episode.
Not that one.
No, but I like the period. After this episode, I'm gonna record whatever catchphrases, and I'm gonna use, if that's okay with you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I don't pay royalties right now, but in the future, if things pop off, I might give you 1% for every use.
This is really
Yes, disclaimer.
The company is royalty enough.
Well, last time we were at you guys, we talked a little bit about love and relationships. So what do you guys? I mean, you're like a sexy butterfly.
Oh, Melissa's just jumping right into it. Okay.
Thank you. Actually, it's so funny that you mentioned that. So,
sexy butterfly.
I actually just had a very adult conversation with somebody that I've been dating since February. And I
don't know if I should applaud that, but Yeah, I guess
You know, hey, look, clap. Shit don't last long these days. Oh my God, shit don't last long.
Because I'm like February. Like,
don't put that energy out there.
Look. February. I mean, you haven't proposed yet.
Yeah. Right. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what the meter is now.
I feel like all of society is now on like the Hollywood timeline of relationships. It's like you meet in a week, then you get married the next week, and then you break up the next. You know what I mean?
I thought it was supposed to be like years into it. And then I realized that all my exes are now married. I'm like, huh. Yeah, bitch.
I mean, I want to...
No shots, but fuck y'all, bitch. I just wanted to make sure things were right.
I want a girlfriend 72 hours. That's it.
Look, and you can have that. You can have that, right?
72 hours.
72 hours.
This conversation that I had with him, basically I was just like, hey, we've been doing this thing for a while. I was like, we're easy. I was like, I can easily see us sliding into like another 5 months and like it just being like a no-brainer, right? I was like, but at this point...
after the 5 months expiration date.
Right. So I was like, I want to be conscious of like, I was like, I know what I'm doing, but I want to be conscious of like your feelings. I want to like put you on to like what I'm doing. I was like, I don't want to feel like I'm being sneaky or like moving around in the dark. I was like, so what are your thoughts on titles and monogamy, right? Because I had woke up that morning and I was just like having these thoughts for like 3 minutes. And then I said to myself, okay, I can either continue to have this conversation with myself or I can gain clarity and invite the other participant in. So I needed to do that.
And I wish a lot of men would do that, but
right.
Go on.
So I, hit him up immediately and I invited him in and we jumped on FaceTime and we had the conversation and he said what he said. And I was like, okay, that's great. And I was like, because I just want to let you know that I'm in a period.
You introduced niggas on FaceTime?
No, he had the conversation.
No. He and I had this conversation. Instead of like through text, you know what I mean?
Yeah, God. Okay, my bad. I thought you
introduced.
I'm
not.
Right. Not even a drink?
Great, because, you know what I mean? No.
I'm not sliding right now on the DMs.
I'm not a sleaze. So we jumped on the FaceTime call. And we had that conversation, and I was like, okay, that's great. I was like, because I'm in an era right now where I can officially declare that I am polyamorous. I was like, I love multiple storylines.
It's beautiful that we give it those titles now.
Right. You know what I mean? Like they
it's added value.
Exactly. Going back to the added value. So I was like, I can declare this now. It is a thing for me and my spirit, and let's like talk this out, right? I was like, titles don't scare me. I was like, you're starting to meet a lot of my friends now. Like, how do you want to be introduced? Do you want to be Derek's friend? Do you want to be Derek's boyfriend? I was like, I don't care like what it is. It's not gonna like, like whatever. And I think the beautiful thing that he said to me was, like after like me ranting, he was just like, do you want to be with me? I was like, yeah. He was like, do I make you happy? I was like, yeah. He was like, then that's all that matters. We can do whatever you want to do. And I was like, yeah, lit. Like it's lit. So
simplicity, nigga.
The honesty
Simplicity.
is just like, I feel like when you said the polyamorous title, I feel like that you claim that title when you could give the honesty the same way. I wouldn't call you a poly person if you're not honest.
Right.
I don't know. You're a cheater.
You're a cheater. You're the fucking mujeriego.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what my tia will say. Tú eres un mujeriego, Derek.
He's trying to sugarcoat it.
No, I'm trying to make it sound cute. But no.
Estaba hablando plepla.
I can officially say at this point that like everybody knows what I'm like. I don't hide shit. Like when I'm hanging out with other guys, like I post it on my story, like it's everywhere. Like you can't not know what I'm doing, you know what I mean? And so I don't know. I've always felt free, but I've just felt even freer. And that's where I'm at. So I just be doing shit left and right, and
it's wild to me that sometimes we look at lives in these such in a tunnel vision, and then we for a very, very long time, especially after 9/11, we chastised the Muslim and that community, right? Like the Islamic ideology, and they have like 7 wives.
They've been on this shit. Polygamy, yeah.
And so they
Africans too.
And so they it's been more of that, and the Africans more so because they brought logic into it. They were like, yo, the man produces X amount of sperm and the woman can only produce X amount of eggs. So it's only natural by the laws of nature that the man can be with multiple partners than women. And I was just like,
I never heard that logic.
And it was from an African doctor. And I
wouldn't be surprised.
When I find it again, because I follow all this African history shit, and I'm just like, all right,
it's amazing. It's good to know.
And so, because I feel that we don't give our people the dignity and the credit for going forward.
Yep.
And so if we do deem this as a means of trajectorial growth, like for evolution of human exploration and togetherness at the same time, because we are all in one in this,
right?
And if anything, you're bringing more unity rather than introducing separatism by keeping the world separated.
Exactly.
We've been on this fucking wave, and we've just never given it a title and all this kind of shit. My bad. Is it the shrooms that are fucking kicking in?
I'm like, I'm in it, but I'm looking at Los.
Like, my aunt will be like, "Deja tu tigueraje, lo. Esa cotorra, don't come here with that bullshit."
I'm like, okay. Where are we going?
But moral of the story, I believe, it's not only the human understanding, it's the overstanding. And when we come together and see each other above the sea level, because understanding is being under the water and overstanding above the water, and being able to see each other, because SEA.
We got that.
So that's the moral of the story. I don't know. I really don't know, for me personally, because when I hear that, I think I'm just trying to find, that root, and once I solidify that root, then maybe the tree can grow, and then branches and all that kind of shit. But I don't.
You saying you want to be positive?
No.
He's saying he doesn't know if he.
No. I don't know. Like, I'm not questioning the morality behind it.
Oh, okay.
No, my bad. Let me introduce clarity. I don't know whether I'm not here to introduce the moral point of view from it. It's just that I don't know if it can work, and the working part, that I forgot the fucking word work. And by work, it's the cogs. If the cogs, everything just flows naturally.
Yeah.
Because fucking ego is always getting in the goddamn way. Ego edging God out. I don't know.
Yes, no. That's in my meditations. But I think that's honesty takes all that shit away for me. I feel like just with dating and like when I have guys who are just honest, like from the get, you giving the person the option, and I think that's the the most respect that you, and that I will always remember that. Like, even if I don't want to fuck with you, I'll still respect you, and I feel like I would rather, vice versa, like would have that than anything else.
There is no ego when you have nothing to hide, when you just want pure happiness from the other person, you know what I mean? And when I, talk to my partners about this, and when they agree, if they agree to it, right, I know that they want the truest happiness for me, and I also want the truest happiness for them. So I'm always like, hey, like, do you also, like, please, like, tell me about dates that you've gone on, like, who, you know what I mean, like.
Oh, you could hear it, like, you could hear
absolutely,
it.
yeah, I love it. Honestly, it turns me on a little bit, to be completely honest.
Isn't there's still boundaries and
absolutely, yeah, and every polyamorous relationship is different, just like every monogamous relationship is different. They have their
hear my shit.
They have their,
I'm like, no,
bitch, I love, because you know why? Because think about it, right? And this goes back to the whole to ego, right? If you are doing your shit, but you can't hear your partner doing their shit, then that means you still have a lot of ego involved, and that means that also your partner won't be able to find the trust or the comfort to be able to be like, if shit goes awry, to be able to be like, hey, I slept with so and so, and now I got this, and now we need to go get you. You know what I mean? Like, sneaking around starts to happen. Health shit starts to become a risk.
I'm old school on that. If I don't know it, ain't gonna hurt me. I don't want to hear it. Like,
I'm the same way.
I'm okay with it. So listen, if you want to do your thing, do your thing.
Don't tell me your shit.
But don't say nothing.
And don't let me see it.
When we're together.
Exactly.
We're cool. when we're separate, you do your thing. I don't find out about it. It is what it is. Listen,
I hear you.
It's your conscience. It's your judgment.
You
it's
say
your
that,
thing.
but then you're gonna fucking go on their Instagram and you're
gonna
gonna see the
search for the-
story, and you're like,
Well,
yeah, I'm here
social
with my
media.
boo.
No, social media is part of the whole thing.
And they're technically the
that's
boo.
up to you.
I'm not gonna come out here and put a picture.
Why the fuck you asked this question? I just messing with you, man.
I ain't gonna go out there and put a post on Instagram.
Yeah,
and
but
be like,
they will.
That's you though, but then
Yeah.
that's when your ego has to be in check too, because you can't be. I learned that too, like with dating, like you can't expect something from someone else and then they can't do it to you.
No, cool.
You know?
Once I see that, I'm like, all right, cool. Then I take my turn.
But you see, now we're just getting petty. Now we're getting petty. You see, that's ego.
That's not
You can note that.
relationship.
You can note that. I'm petty as fuck.
I guess that's why my bad. I go back to I don't know if it can, because I think you have to find people that are symbiotic. Like, yo, it has to be that unification.
But you're fortunate enough to find that partner that you have, that you're connected
I'm at fucking
with.
peace.
But it's the same rule that applied in your monogamous relationship. You found somebody that's symbiotic, right? And the poly relationships, you just got to find people that are symbiotic. It's
that they all just tie in. No, it's fine.
But also, do you have like anything going on with you? Or?
Wouldn't you?
wow! I mean,
you gotta spill the beans.
Actually, I've been chilling lately. I did have, I loved it because it's like you guys said earlier, like we all be up all around like at that point in my life, and still where it's just like I'm still trying to like build this amazing foundation of like being, whatever, all my dreams that I want to accomplish. It's hard to find one who understands that lifestyle of just like being 24/7. You never know, like spontaneous type of life, and also just someone who could just match that energy too. Where it's just like I don't think I could be with someone that's like has a government job and like stays home. Like I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I don't know. It's different.
You don't want the steady paycheck, nigga.
Nah,
like, let that motherfucker work.
I'm gonna sound like B. Simone. I'm gonna get canceled. Because B. Simone had came out on her podcast, or like years ago, she was got canceled because she was coming at people who had 9-to-5 jobs or something like that. She was basically saying like kind of the same thing, how she doesn't want a guy that has a 9-to-5. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying. Well, I guess
you just
delete that. What I'm trying to say is,
you want somebody that understands.
Do you really want me to delete it so I can mark it?
Whatever.
You want somebody that understands the arts.
I didn't mean that. Yeah, I guess I wanted someone, or at least someone who understands and has the
You
same.
just want some of this. They have to line up.
Let me talk.
Let her fix this.
Let me fix it. I can't.
You're
It's the
fuck up.
not the mesclot. What is this mesclot?
Mezcal. Why you giving it a whole new name?
I don't know. I never had it, and
mesclot.
I'm feeling it.
Go ahead.
And I'm getting nervous.
She's like, fuck, I'm canceled. Fuck.
It's just words. Nobody cares.
Right, it's just words. Nobody cares. Fuck that. Don't delete shit. But no, I've just been chilling. My husband is out there. I have someone that I have someone that I do like, but they don't know it, and I might have the courage one day to say it.
Perfect.
What do you think?
That's good.
You think I should tell?
Oh, she's not gonna do it anyway. Don't take a poll, and you're not gonna do it. Like.
And I think that's where like I kind of forget, and I think that everything is supposed to be a Disney moment. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes. I saw a status. I think it was Dominique actually. She had put this actress, well-known actress. She put on her status on Facebook, and she was like, "Did love really fuck up from like? Did I really get fucked up from love? The idea of love from all these movies? Like, did they actually fuck up the idea of love for us?"
But what should it be? Like, why can't we keep that standard?
True. Or what if that was just a make-believe? It was just a make-believe standard.
Because
like all those rom-coms and
so
Disney.
So what the fuck are we
like,
supposed to accept the caveman mentality? Like you're a woman, I'm man, breed. Like
no, clearly not.
Yeah, well, you know what I meant.
Like I always wanted
you
to
know what I meant.
like,
defying gravity over here.
You're just fighting against Will, motherfucker.
I always wanted to have like.
You're like, no, nigga, I'm fucking Will.
Listen, I'm a romantic kind of guy, so I believe in those movie things.
Yeah, me too.
Did I just get the joke I just dropped?
Yo, we've spent bars over here.
I'm missing it. I'm still thinking of myself like running in the rain.
That Ooga was in the chair.
Just, oh my God, we're getting wet.
Oh wow.
We gotta catch a cab. And we lit, you know.
And then you lit, and you get to the apartment, take your clothes off.
And then you go take a shower. Then you know.
And then everybody wakes up clean. The movies naturally clean and dry.
The movies are ruining minds. I see. Damn.
No, I think it just should be beautiful for everybody. That's it.
No,
like literally. I don't know how the fuck we went down this rabbit hole. That's not what I invited you guys to.
It's okay.
It's a free flow. We talked about this. It's a free flowing podcast.
I love it.
Yeah,
New York
think
Dolls
the
just
next
words.
I love love. Just know that we love love.
We love love.
The next time Lowe's asks me, what are we talking about? I will have a motherfucking guideline.
But what's wrong with this conversation, though?
No, there's nothing wrong.
I love it. I love it.
Does it make you feel uncomfortable?
No. I don't care.
Clearly
No,
it does.
he just has his partner, so he's chilling. Like,
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. No.
I'm Gooch.
right?
I'm Gooch.
He's
You know,
Gucci.
I think what
We're
it
the
is-
one that we.
So just tell me how you feel, really.
I just want to make sure that I don't gotta go back into like 2 or 3 days later, and then motherfuckers hit me with the, "Yo, Ron, can you actually edit what I said?"
No.
Oh, no.
But let me tell you, here at the New York Dose,
we
we
don't
are
take anything
very
out.
raw. Like, there's been many times I used to be like, take it out! And Derek is like, nope. So I just don't.
Nah, so we're rocking.
You should know. You should know me by
we
now.
raw
right?
over here. We
at
we
peace.
raw. It
Yo.
is what it is.
How you said that the mezcal is hitting you? That cup is looking mighty full.
Yeah, I'm a
And,
lightweight. And I am a lightweight. That's all I'm going to say. But,
Adaloso,
and I only ate half of a wrap.
After you drink that, you're gonna call him.
You should do it on air. You should do it on
But
air.
we might actually link
Yo,
up later.
would you be down to call him right now?
Do it right now. Put him on
No.
speakerphone. Do it.
Yo, right here on speakerphone, DK. Yo,
Don't be buns.
what are you gonna tell him? I mean,
Right.
like, so if you had to give him your imaginary speech, because this is your your imaginary, your perfect
Practice
moment.
this.
Not practice.
Please share.
There's been 2 times that I was this close to saying it, and I swear to you, like I had brought a bottle, and you know,
You brought the bottle.
and like
Try to get him lit. So just as it went around, you could be like, it was just a dream.
it was just an illusion. Yeah.
Meanwhile,
yeah.
I'm over here thinking, you brought him to receive more weight. Coño, pero es verdad que I read shit wrong.
Okay.
But there's been 2 times and that I've been this close, and then I just like my heart just starts beating too fast, and I'm just like,
You bitched out.
yeah, I would pussy out. Yeah. But then there was also times after that where I got signs where it was just like it's not the right time.
Well, no, because
that's
you
why-
were waiting for the cameras to be at the right angles.
Right. The God
I just
cams.
felt it, you know.
So what would you say? What would you say?
I would say.
Yeah.
Take a sip. Why am I getting nervous now?
I literally don't know. I'm
I want to when I get like nervous, I like
No, te quiere dar golpe,
I
te
push
quiere dar
people.
golpe.
I always be pushing Derek like stop.
I'm like, why is she
No,
getting so nervous?
I would be honest. I would say.
The mooching.
Yo, wait.
I never really had to
I
do
mean-
this though. I'm used to like guys coming at
Exactly.
me.
That's what I'm saying.
But no, like trying to be whatever.
No Sade. No Sade.
No, like
Yeah, no Sade.
I gotta have a little sip.
So
Yo, you giving me
it's
some-
different.
I got you.
It's a
Sound
different. I'm definitely out of my comfort zone, but I'm also like, I'm not.
You got a motherfucker breaking you out of the comfort zone. That's the step up.
And I like that too.
And he's not recognizing that he's a goddamn fool. I mean,
that's why it's different.
Well, yeah,
It's a history. It's a history.
He's a goddamn fool.
No, but there's history.
Take it a medio bobo, right?
I'll tell you off air, but there's been moments, but it's just never crossed that line.
The game moment. Look at Sully looking at you. She like, bitch, moments. Look, she like, bitch, moments. Right there. Look,
she's like, for real.
Yo,
I'm weak.
The thing is that
you see, my thing is, I always cross that line. I'm always crossing the line. OD.
You have to. Hey, nothing's gonna happen if you don't cross the line.
I mean, sometimes I get a little emotional. You go.
It's okay.
now you.
No, it's not because I know what you're gonna fucking do right after I said that.
Emotional, damn.
I'm just.
Motherfucker.
You get emotional when you're shooting your shot.
No, once in a while when they, the rejection comes in or something off that,
Yeah.
It hurts, man.
Yep.
It's fucked up.
I think I'm also like preparing myself more just
for the rejection.
If there's a rejection, but I think I've gotten to a point now where it's just like I still would not like I would not act the same with him.
I mean, Ron doesn't have that problem. Ron doesn't get rejected for nothing.
The thing is that it's not
right.
So it's not about because you're looking at it as a problem. And
don't start that.
And
don't.
It's true. I see where you're going. It's true.
Like, what we're
equating to rejection
is actually clarity.
Come on, give me 2.
I'll take that.
It's just clarity, and clarity introduces and brings peace. That's it. And so like to come back to what everybody's saying. All we're asking for is clarity and peace. What I've recently learned is that sometimes what we have in our brains and what we're trying to convey verbally and to try to understand may not be the same. So we keep saying the same words all the time. And rather than saying the same words, change our words to flow a little bit better. And maybe we can convey exactly what it is that we wish to express and be reciprocated towards. And then there can be maybe more under and overstanding. This is the catch-22 because if we, sometimes we've been introduced to limited vocabulary. We're speaking a language that's not native to us. We're not speaking a language that, all we've been taught to do is produce as people. Produce from our everything. And now we're finally finding a moment of maybe space to create. Space to create, introduce a space to love, space to build, space to be. And that changes how we communicate. Going from do this to now be this. And, it's wild for me to hear from a woman's point of view that she is scared to let it be known what she wants. Because...
And I mean, I'm scared, but then I'm not. Like, it's a weird thing where it's just like...
But it's because
I don't feel like it's the right time. But then I go back and forth and just saying, like, what is the right time?
When is the right time?
Exactly.
There is no time then like the
So
present.
that's the scariness where it's just like... Yeah.
Anyway. Stop. There's nothing to be afraid of. Yo, why should people be scared of wanting happiness? Why should people be scared of wanting fulfillment?
Yeah.
Why do we ignore that reality? We accept everything else, right? We accept war, we accept hate, we accept everything. But we're shook of what is symbiotic to us and to bring one. My bad.
Yeah, no, and I'm sure there's probably still stuff in me that, that it comes out like that, where it's just like, I don't know. And also a factor of just like not being used to like shooting my shot and like all that stuff. But then there's also just like life is short,
Yeah.
Life is so fucking short. And like, what if, God forbid, something happens and the person never knows?
Yeah.
Or they get into something else.
We're going to go back to do it. Come on. Do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
But you're consumed with him knowing. It's not him knowing because motherfucker's oblivious. It's about you knowing.
Yep.
And that's the very big difference. I mean, find fulfillment. Do you? I would suggest.
Y'all giving me more,
I just want to reinvigorate the spirit to give you your fulfillment.
Yeah.
And if you feel like that's your missing link, then by all means, get it.
Mm-hmm.
And stop. But fucking Derek over here has a lot of insulin.
All those links.
I mean, Derek goes out there with a shotgun. He shoots everything. He's shooting.
I'm ready. I'm fucking out here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and there used to be a time when I was not out there, but I had my rotation.
Yeah.
Ooh. And then I just
rotation.
Not so many, but there was like. Being single.
Mujeriega.
No, not mujeriega. Just options.
All right.
But yeah, it's been chill.
We definitely went over the hour. There's nothing anybody wants to omit from this conversation.
Not at all.
No.
All right.
I'll call you later. Don't worry about it. I'll let you know. I'm just kidding.
The fifth.
Yo,
fuck.
I'm like, fuck.
Nah, I'm good.
Talking to you guys is always beautiful. And I don't know other ways to express it and share it. I guess from this previous conversation, my takeaway is I am a little hurt and disappointed to know that you haven't gotten something you want. And I'm like, fuck, man, I want my friends to get everything that they want.
Yes.
And I'm like,
everything in divine timing. I'm a much believer of that too.
All that kind of stuff. I just feel like the reason, and you mentioned that nobody says no to me. It's not that nobody says no. Everybody says no. I just don't accept a no as my reality, and I turn it into a yes. I always feel like I got to convince people. But because I got to introduce them and see them into a different light. Mm-hmm. And all we want is fucking happiness and fulfillment. And why would anybody want to turn away such a beautiful thing of just spreading joy and positivity?
Right.
It's
fear.
Like, motherfuckers being so difficult.
Those inner traumas, they
get over them.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But you know what? Let's not diminish it.
Yes, I do. But that energy. Yes.
Get your shit together.
But it's like, trust me, that energy is very much needed for that too, but it's also like you have to work through it. It's a process. So I feel like I'm still in that process. Definitely closer from my 20s to now, but of just like that inner like subconscious fear of like getting hurt again, or like all the crazy shit that I went through in my past that I feel like, oh, maybe it'll come. But there's times where I'm like, I thought I was over it, and then I get triggered and I'm like, oh shit, it's still there.
Are you the cause?
I would say from my last, not really, but okay. I'm sure, like, I'm not like.
So the one before, but you broke the 20 other hearts. No, I'm just fucking with you.
No. But no, it's just those little like subconscious like little traumas. I feel like could stunt your growth, and you have to be aware. You have to be emotionally intelligent in order to be like, wait, hold up. Why am I really not getting what I want right now? In general, is because of myself. I'm self-sabotaging.
Is anybody here watching Stranger Things or like watched it? Or
I watched one episode. It was scary.
Yeah. Okay. This one over here with the scary.
I don't like horror.
It's like so.
I'm like.
I never diminish. I never want to diminish like like the traumas and the things like that, right? But like when you are like, if you really want to change something and you're like actively working on it like every day, like you will get your shit together, right? Like as Los has said, and the pacing of it really does just depend on you, right? Mm-hmm. So you take Elle, right? The situation that she was going through, so how she had to like get her powers back, and she had to force herself through every traumatic training process over again. You know what I'm saying? How she had to sit there to save the world and to save her friends. She had to go through that. That could have lasted like years, you know what I'm saying? But she had to do it in a matter of days to get her shit together and get back in the fucking game. You know what I'm saying? So if you really want to change, you're going to work on it at that level. You're going to immerse yourself in the shit so that you can come out as the butterfly and live your life and attract and gain all the happy moments that you deserve. You know what I'm saying? So when I tell people, you got to get on it or whatever like that, it's not that I'm diminishing the trauma. It's me pushing and saying, really dive into your work so that you can get over it and come out on the other side of it. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we do get comfortable, and I'm not saying that you're comfortable, but I'm saying like on a general populace, sometimes we get comfortable with the way that we already are. Or sometimes we get comfortable with the excuse of, oh, this happened to me. Or sometimes we get comfortable with the, well, this is how I operate. One day it'll happen, or this, that, and the third. And it's like, no. You see great potential. You see the happiness that can be caught. I've always seen the happiness that can come and the potential and things like that. And it's like, when are you going to throw yourself into those shadows and come out on the other side? Like, it's time. It's time. It's time.
No, yes. And just like the same thing is just like, I think for me, it's just knowing, like, because I've been doing the work and like as many other people have experienced, like, when you do the work, it's not a fun time.
Nope.
It's really not a fun time. So those moments, sometimes you just want it to go away. So there's times that I do sit in it and I go through the motions and I'm just in it. And then there's times where I'm just like, I don't want to fucking go through this right now. And I think those times that I delayed those moments delayed everything else. So I'm at a point now where it's like, yes, I do feel more confident. I do feel, but there's still like...
You're still catching up on the delay.
On the delay, yeah. So yeah, but I'm good. I'm chilling though. I'm enjoying every moment in my life, and you know, so.
Oh no, by no means.
No, I'm not saying that. Like, but I'm just saying, like, as much as I do want that thing, like, I'm also chilling too. Like, it's like, you know, like half of it is like, oh yeah, you know, I want it, but then the other half is like, I'll be fine.
Right,
like, I'm chill, like,
still
I'm
getting dick down.
Yeah.
No, true. But it's also
still getting. Like,
but it's also like, in the grand scheme of things, in the grand scheme of things, like that, like this situation is, I'm pretty sure, like I'm actually like 1,000% positive, this situation is just a test of the bigger things to come, right? And the bigger ways that you have to make these quick decisions and
those diving moments.
Exactly.
Yes.
You know, this is the training, you know? So it's like you've been in this training period for some time, you know? So it's like, when are you gonna save the world?
Right.
Period.
But even going back, like you were saying, like
That's
you go say, yo, no, so like, yo,
analogy.
well, how old are you? I'm like, I'm an old dude. Like, I've been around the block many times. But even sometimes getting, you know, having sex with a girl, like you surround sex, so you're getting dick down. It just sometimes it feels so empty at the same time because you're like, damn, I don't feel good. Afterwards, you're like
stamina. You lose.
You know what?
But also being careful who you're doing it with, because their energy transfers onto you.
Sometimes
I always thought the pussy is a portal. That's my brain.
Absolutely.
It is true.
Because I get up afterwards and you're like, what the fuck just happened?
Oh my god! Maybe
It's
you came
the
from
worst feeling.
you came from the Twilight Zone.
And you're like, your regret kicks in and you're like, wow, this is not a good feeling.
Or I had like relations with people who were like right after I feel like this immense of anxiety of like literally soon, and I'm just like, what the fuck? And it would be like all their shit was like transferred to me. It felt like that, like, and I'm just like, wait.
And that's the reason why sometimes I just don't even try it no more unless that's that connection.
That's what I mean when I say I'm chilling, not getting. I'm very much more selective. Okay?
You know, and there has to be some kind of connection there for you to really engage and go beyond that, because it's you know.
We older now, like older.
That's not fulfilled. Yeah. Okay, Ron, I don't feel fulfilled.
No, because you're doing the filling elsewhere.
There we go.
Wow.
There we go.
Give me a gunshot.
I'm just saying. It's just the laws of physics.
No. Pull-out game is strong.
I definitely, you know, and I definitely sympathize with that. But like for me personally, like I can say that, like, thank God I'm not gonna wood, right? I've never had an experience like that. Like I have all of my sexual encounters have been just like fucking like amazing. Like I always come out like on top, and I say
by being on top.
By being on top. No, absolutely not. Let me tell you something. I could be a little submissive slut sometimes, and even in those submissive slutty moments, I still have the power. You know what I mean? And that maybe in my 20s, not no more. Give me 5 inches. Give me 5. But it's about, but that's the root, right? The root at the end of the day is you. You have to ask yourself, why are you so susceptible to these other energies? Like, what work do you need to do in order to close that gate and not let all those other things through, you know? Because I say this story not to like brag, like, oh, I've never had I'm trying to analyze, like, what about me has made each one of my experiences amazing for me. You know what I mean? It's something that I'm doing for myself. I know the immense amount of love that I have for myself. I know the way that I carry myself in the world. I know the ways that I think about myself. I know the securities that I have with myself. I don't allow anybody else's energy to fuck up my day, good or bad. You know what I mean? Like, I of course receive and I love the positive energy or things like that, but if you were throwing negative energy at me, I would still walk around the same way that I would if you were throwing the positive energy at me. Like, I wake up and I start my day. I'm a self-generator. It's me at the beginning of the day. You know what I mean? Like, I choose to wake up and walk out with the fucking smile and pump my beat. You know what I'm saying? And people can add to that, but they can never take away. Like, if I start my day on a good note because of me, nobody can ever take that away from me. So in these encounters, right, energy-wise, I'm never going to allow anybody to drain me. Nobody can ever drain me. That means that there's something that's open still within you that you got to figure out. You got to do that work and go, what's going on here that I'm allowing people to suck, not in the good ways, suck, some of my life force out. Because I believe you when you say, I don't feel fulfilled, I'm feeling drained. That is a real thing, you know what I mean? Some people just fucking leave you drained. Some people are so fulfilling that you're a little exhausted, but some people are just fucking energy suckers and they drain you, you know? So I completely get that.
No, you guys ever seen that show Shadows or Night in Shadows and FX? I don't know. It's the fucking corny ass vampire show.
Oh, I've seen it. I don't know what's about. I seen it.
I don't know what's about, but I've seen it.
And they talk about vampire suckers, and they're like the idea is that they translate into office work energy suckers.
Like the energy vamps?
Yeah, the energy vamps.
Interesting.
And I'm like, that's why I hate talking to those motherfuckers. It's like just the people that talk forever and with nothing to like really
nothing to contribute.
Right? Nothing to contribute.
Yep.
Wow, man. Like, you guys are very, very deep. And you know what? Like, what I take away from it is just that, you know, once again, I always revert back to simplicity. I'm sorry, like, I really don't care for all the other shit. It's just like the simplicity. We want fulfillment, we want happiness, and
clarity.
And clarity.
Hold on to this, just because I'm gonna forget. So just bring me back to the simplicity of the. But
no, sure.
Okay, so just to like bring it back for myself, right? Taking it back to the whole like polyamorous thing, right? So I look at my relationships as kind of like department stores, right? I do this with friends as well. Each friend that I have is a different department store, you know, and I don't walk into Sears expecting to get what I want out of fucking Payless. You know what I'm saying? but I don't know, some relationships.
You know what I'm saying?
No. I mean, you can still get a you can still get a good washing machine from Sears. You know what I'm saying? But right, like I don't walk into that store thinking, oh shit, I'm gonna get this nice.
You get a washing machine in a building that doesn't accept washing machines. My bad.
Exactly. And some people are like, some friendships are like that, right? But I'm not gonna walk in there expecting to get the fucking fancy ass like a suit from like Zara or some shit like that. Like, I know what each friend's capabilities are. I know what their mind frames are. Like, I just know this shit, right? And it's the same thing with our relationships for me. I don't expect this fucking like mega store of a person, you know? There are certain things that I need to be fulfilled, right? I want, let's see, in a partner, right? Like, I want cuddles. I want to go out to eat. Sometimes I want to stay in. Sometimes I want all these things, right? And in my brain, I don't care for that to come from one person. As long as I'm getting it at the end of the day, I don't care where or how many people it comes from. So I have my one nigga that I just cuddle with. I have my one nigga where we go out to eat all the time. I have my other one where we stay in. I have my other one where we fuck. I have my other one where we don't fuck at all. But it's nice to be around him. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, all these niggas are combining to make Captain Planet, and I'm fucking great and fulfilled
with your powers
with
combined.
with their powers combined. I'm fucking happy every day of my walking life right now. I don't need or expect that to come from one person, because for me, from my point of view, that's a little unfair. You know what I mean? And I applaud those people that do find that one person, and it's a great relationship. But like for me, I'm not gonna put that on somebody. I see you for who you are and for what you can do, and if you agree to my terms and conditions, and you're like on this like roster, then we're lit.
Read the fine print, motherfucker. No, don't just say, don't hit accept. You can hit decline, but if you hit decline, you can't come in.
Exactly. Because if you come in, you're gonna get fucked up. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be fucked. If you really are not down for the terms and conditions, you're gonna be fucked up in my world. Because there's a lot of people in it, like friend-wise. No, I'm talking about like friend. No, I'm talking about like friend-wise and partner. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of energies in my world, and if you're not ready for all of that, you're gonna be fucked up. Because there's some partners that don't want to be around all those people. You know what I mean? But I'm very immersive. Like every partner that I have, you're gonna meet the community, and that's part of my terms and conditions.
Yes. Period.
So that's where I'm at.
I love it.
I feel like I'm finally coming down.
It's about fucking time.
No, I'm like, wow. I am still flying very high with you guys.
Yes.
I love it.
Everything is just, I'm like, but it doesn't feel as hot anymore. No. Yo, I don't know what the fuck changed. I have no idea. But you guys are just fucking beautiful people.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you.
Yeah, it includes you too.
I know it does. I
know that's
right. Motherfucker. You know, he knows better than that. He knows I'm a dude. I applaud myself every day.
That's right.
I wake up sometimes. I'm like, damn, I look good today. What the
You
fuck?
better.
Right.
You better.
Yes.
I'm like, yo, my skin is my shit is shining.
I'm telling you, your skin is great. Everyone's skin in here looks amazing.
I wasn't talking about the physical. I'm just saying.
I'm like, look at us, shallow house.
Yeah. It's just the energy.
It's just my shallow lows here talking. Sorry about that.
All right. I'm gonna go into what we call this segment of the show, last call for words.
Okay.
And to transition off, because I feel like everybody's had a very definitive statement, and it's been beautiful statements. I've never given the option, but who would like to begin?
I'm just gonna go for it because I'm definitely inspired, and you guys definitely motivated me, and I feel like you gotta just tell the listeners as well to just go after what the fuck you want. Like, just go after it. Life is short. You only have one life, una vida sola. La vida es una. So go after for what you want.
Yes.
And that's towards me too.
Period. It's coming.
Yeah, everybody else's fucking interview is gonna be with your voice. Period. Literally,
you gotta do two ones. You gotta do his period and my period.
I love it. Yeah, there you go.
You wanna go? No, go for it. All right, go ahead. I'm gonna bounce a little bit off of you. Like, happiness is everything, and go for it. Once you see something that you want, something that excites you, something that makes you stomach
that you can't stop thinking about.
You can't stop thinking about your anxiety, your antsy. Go for it. Take that leap. We should all be happy. We should all do something at the moment, even though it doesn't work out. We don't know that. We get clarity afterwards, right, Ron?
Yes.
Yeah, fuck you, man. We get clarity afterwards, whether it's good or bad. And we should all be, we should thrive for happiness at all times.
Agreed. Yeah, I think this was definitely an episode at the root revolved around happiness. And to that, I say, don't be afraid to acquire and manifest what truly makes you happy, whether it's in one thing or many things. Just go for it. Yeah.
I have the same message.
As I was listening to everyone, and I was thinking to myself, for a majority of my life, I've been consumed and worried about other people's feelings and their thoughts. And
what sign are you again, Ron? Sorry.
Taurus.
But
I don't know if I don't know if
I
that's
don't know much about Taurus, but
and getting consumed in how other people feel. You mentioned something about the terms and agreements. I've never allowed myself to view people in such a business oriented mindset or even a legal standpoint. However, for some reason, as soon as I've decided to like pursue personal life goals, career life goals that are social based, it has felt very business oriented. Mm-hmm. And the terms and agreements have come out, but from other people to me. And I'm like, oh, okay. And whether I choose to accept or decline has been, a variety of levels. And this is a new way of how now I'm choosing to accept certain realities. I've been going by the fulfilling and rather than the draining. I've been going by the space rather than the here. And I've just always been by the I want to be. Because we're human beings. And I just want to be. Hearing everybody, I walk through the parks every day. I see the trees grow. I see them die. And they still come back. It's the cycle of life.
Yep.
Like,
circle of life.
It comes, they died today, but they're coming back to life tomorrow. We got to take a couple steps back to take a giant leap forward. It's just physics. At the root of everything, I do believe that it's just, humanity. We are symbiotic. We are all intertwined. We're all interconnected. It could be physically, it could be metaphysically, it could be on so many levels. At the end or the beginning of the day, I would love to believe that it's all about the goal and the attempt to pursue happiness. All that kind of stuff has been mixed around for quite some time, and we accept that part. All the muddiness, we accept all the blurry lines. I choose clarity, and
always.
And I choose, that part of it, because clarity is now one way of you allowing yourself to see and just be. And I think that's what can allow us to all be together. And I hope that people seek that, just seek clarity on all aspects of life. So with that said, it has been an absolute pleasure to have you guys
so much.
On Just Words Nobody Cares. You guys have been fucking terrific. You're the most media trained people we've had.
We're just us. Yes. But thank you
we
so
hit the
much.
ground running. You come in here, they're usually like shy, like, how do I sound? I don't know what to do. I'm sweating.
Yeah, we're all podcasters, so it's all natural for all of us. But
This was amazing.
We are so grateful. Thank you so much.
Amazing. This was amazing. Y'all are doing a beautiful job.
Yes.
Y'all are having
Thank you guys.
beautiful, free conversations that make the guests feel comfortable. Like, one of my biggest excitements for coming here was, I don't gotta control nothing. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm so used to being in your seat. No holds bars. I don't gotta give a fuck about it.
Right.
Just words, nobody cares. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just gotta sit the fuck down and be myself.
Right.
And it was such a joy to release on your platform and speak freely. So I thank you for that.
No, I'm glad. Thank you guys. Monsieur Los, DJ Adaloso, New York Doze, on Just Words Nobody Cares. You guys are fucking phenomenal. Thank you. My name is Ron Kane, and we're out.
Yeah. That was good.
That was fucking bomb, y'all. Thank you.
I'm like air hugs.